I haven't done a haul in ages, and I've collected a few things, so I think it's about time to let you know what I got. Hey there, Book Dragons, welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to do a haul. And it's not just a book haul, it's a stuff haul. Because I just got stuff that I hauled to talk about. I don't do book hauls very often anymore, and mainly because I mostly buy ebooks, but I am going to talk about a few ebooks that really stuck out to me in terms of the ones I've bought recently, and then I got some cool Father's Day gifts and stuff like that, so I'm going to share those with you. Before we get to the haul, please make sure, like, subscribe, join my Discord. That way you can follow me and keep up with what's going on, and I would love to have you be a part of my community. So if you enjoy my content, now's the time to make it a solid deal. And let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff I got. With Father's Day, I always tell my kids, I don't expect you to buy me anything. I just want to spend time with you. That's the most important thing to me. Experiences are where it's at, and having an experience with my kids is great. So we sat down on Father's Day and we watched John Wick Chapter 2 together. One of the benefits of having kids that are older is you can watch all the movies that you love as an adult with your adult kids. So I just had a blast watching that with them. But they did also get me some stuff. So we're going to talk about that stuff, okay? So my daughter got me two things, one of which is a ATST Walker mini posable figurine. And what's really cool about this, and I'll try and zoom in on this so you can kind of see it, because this is really small, but well, okay. And the head comes off as well. That's good to know. That's really good to know, because I mean, you know, in the movies, I think one of them loses their head, so it fits. But there is a. I'm just gonna dump it out. There's a little pilot guy in there too. So you open up the hatch, and the little pilot guy goes in there. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Chaz is easily amused. So, and also talks about himself in the third person, yeah. Anyway, and then she got me a Star Wars Lego set. Now, if you've been following my channel and you don't know that I'm a Star Wars fan, you probably haven't been paying very good attention. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and this is the Pirate Snub Fighter. I think it's from The Mandalorian. It has The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda down there, or Grogu, I should say, Baby Grogu, down there in the side picture. This does not include them, of course. It just includes the two figures shown here. But yeah, I'm super excited to put this together, and I think she and I, at least my daughter and I, are gonna work on putting it together. And maybe my son will join us as well. So yeah, I'm super stoked to eventually put that together. And then my son surprised me with The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. Now, this is a book that I have been wanting to read for a while now. I love nautical fantasy, and it sounds pretty cool. It's ships that are made of dragon bones, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. So he got this for me, and he didn't know, you know, that it was on my list, because it's not like on my list of books, my wish list on Amazon. But it is on my list in my head and on Goodreads of books that I have really been wanting to read. So he got this for me, and I'm super excited he did. When he showed it to me, I'm like, oh, I've been wanting to read that book. So yeah, that's super exciting. So let's put that there. I also went ahead and bought the illustrated edition of The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah, it's been on my wish list for a while, and I got a gift card. And I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and buy that because I'm kind of collecting the Tolkien illustrated editions, and they recently announced the one that's coming out for The Hobbit. So I'm like, well, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this. And look at those beautiful sprayed edges on this book, and it has like I think that might be Quenya, maybe, the script on it. But it's just such a beautiful book, and there's all these different illustrations in it, and yeah, so I'm super excited about that. And of course, the naked hardback, if you take that off, it has that beautiful embossing on it, and look at that on the spine as well. It's just it's just beautiful, and I do like the Silmarillion. It's a very tough book to read, so it's not one that I would read often, but I do refer back to it every now and again, especially the section that talks about the defeat of Sauron. And this edition also comes with some maps, some map inserts there, so you can see that. And that, I think, let's see, I think this is the full color one here. I can get it open. Chaz, get it open. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is the full color one. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? I mean, I'm super excited that I finally have my copy of Tolkien's illustrated edition of the Silmarillion. And yeah, it's been on my list for far too long, and I've seen a bunch of other people unboxing it, and I'm like, I need to get me that copy. Well, I guess I don't need it, but you know. Okay, so I have been wanting to read Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. This would be my first book by Jay Kristoff. Not sure if he's for me, and so I was just going to buy the ebook, and I love vampires, but I just don't know if this particular book would be for me. But my friend Danielle gave me the illustrated version of Empire of the Vampire because she didn't really care for it, but she knew I was really interested in reading it. So, I mean, look at those sprayed edges, guys. I mean, that is just super pretty. I mean, I like the blood red cover as well. I really do, but this one really pops as well. And if you take off the cover, look at that embossing on that cover. I mean, it's just wow. So and I think there's other illustrations throughout and everything. So I'm super excited to get my hands on this copy of Empire of the Vampire, and it came with a little insert. It came with a little like mini poster insert, if you guys can see that. So that's super cool. I'm so excited. So eventually I will be reading Empire of the Vampire, and hopefully I will love it as much as so many people do. And I will keep you guys posted on that once I actually do read it. So now it is time to put on my eyes, and we're just going to talk about a few ebooks that I hauled recently. I'm not going to go into all of them because I hauled a bunch of ebooks, okay guys? That's just what I do. I see a good deal, $1.99, $2.99, maybe $3.99. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm buying that one. So I do that. But here is a curated list of books that I found important, and I think you might as well. So, the first one is The Mysterious Mr. Quinn by Agatha Christie. You guys know I'm a huge Agatha Christie fan. Would you believe I did not know that Agatha Christie had a detective named the Mysterious Mr. Quinn? I did not know that was a thing. And here I thought I knew a lot of stuff about Agatha Christie. I did not know. I watched documentaries on Agatha Christie. I did not know this was a thing. So I'm like, oh, I gotta get that, boys. Yeah, I'm picking it up. It's going on my Kindle. One of these days I'll get to it. But I'm very, who knows, I might try getting to it sooner just because I'm really curious. I have never heard of this Mr. Quinn, so we shall see. Imagica by Clive Barker. I am a huge fanboy of Clive Barker. Even though I've only read 2 of his books, I was just absolutely blown away by both of them. The first one was Hellbound Heart. The other one is The Thief of Always. Really great books, guys, if you haven't checked those out. But I've heard so many good things about Imagica. I've heard it's very complex. I've heard it's one of those books that you really have to devote a lot of time to. But I'm fine with that because I'm really wanting to read all of Clive Barker's stuff. So, super excited. The Unholy Consult by R. Scott Baker. I have not read any R. Scott Baker yet. But I owned all the other books in the series because I bought them on ebook deals. And this one came on an ebook deal, so I'm like, well, I own the others. I might as well buy this one too. That's a bad reason to buy a book, I know, but I have a really good feeling about R. Scott Baker. I think R. Scott Baker and I are going to get along quite well. I could be wrong, but I have a really good feeling about it. Sherlock Holmes and the Beast of the Stapletons. This is one of the books by James Lovegrove where he mashes up Sherlock Holmes with supernatural occurrences. And I really, really like his take on Sherlock Holmes. He really gives an authentic feeling voice to Sherlock Holmes in his books. And it's cool to see Sherlock Holmes go up against supernatural threats. Some of James Lovegrove's books are Lovecraft inspired. Some of them aren't, but all of these have supernatural elements to them. So I read Sherlock Holmes and the Shadwell Shadows last year, maybe, I think it was, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm determined to read more James Lovegrove. And maybe even his Firefly books too, because he's written a bunch of Firefly books. And then Will White put up a sale on all of his Cradle books. And so I went ahead and got the last 2 books in the Cradle series that I was missing, with the exception of the newest one. It was not out yet at the time. And I don't remember the names, guys, so I'm just going to put them up here. But there's 2 of them. And I haven't checked out the Cradle series yet, but I own all of them, so I probably should get on that. It's kind of one of those R. Scott Baker deals. I own the others, so I figured, well, I might as well own the rest. Yeah, I'm one of those. I also got Tigana by Guy Gabriel Kay, and I've been wanting to read Guy Gabriel Kay for a long time. I do own The Lions of Al-Rasan, but I have not read it yet because I wanted to make Tigana my very first Guy Gabriel Kay, but it just hadn't gone on sale. And then it did. And I'm so excited I got a hold of it. So I will be starting Tigana hopefully very, very soon. So look for more information on that from me. And then the final book that I wanted to talk about on this curated ebook haul is Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. This is book 2 in Mistborn Era 2. And you've heard me talk about how much I love the first book, Alloy of Law. So I'm super stoked to get to this one and give it a shot and see if I continue to like this series. So that is it, guys. That is the end of my haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about all the stuff I got. And make sure you are reading more books. I will talk to you soon.